Welcome back to the green room where we have John Beluschak, a golden belt here right now. We talked about that earlier, but can you tell us a little bit about the belt process and the different colors and how you advance and just, you know, the whole thing?
Okay, well actually judo was the first martial art to ever introduce that belt ranking system. And how it started out was a student would start as a white belt, and as you start to get sweaty and everything, your belt starts to turn yellow. And then actually it starts to turn green from mold, and then it gets so dirty that it turns brown, and then it turns so brown it begins to turn black.
Okay.
And actually, after it turns black, it turns white again. So it was that concept that really inspired the belt ranking system.
Okay.
So in judo, the original ranks were white, yellow, green, 3 levels of brown belt, and black belt. Now, in Hapkido, and since then, martial arts has added some belts and everything, but in our style in Hapkido, we have white, yellow, orange, green, blue, brown, then black belt.
So black is the 7th. So.
Right, and there's different degrees in black belt.
Yes.
Okay, a student starts out with a white belt. Okay, after about 3 months training or so, they take a physical exam. They're required to learn so many kicks, be able to demonstrate them, so many hand techniques, so many different ways if someone might grab you, how to protect yourself, self-defense skills. And as I said, we kind of look at their moral attitude and martial art protocol in the dojo. But it's funny, you know, I just had a student come up to me last week, and his mom made a mistake and washed a belt. And so when, as I said, naturally how it was a white, yellow, green. If you wash your belt, you wash all the wisdom out of it. So it's always bad luck to
I would be like, come on, Mom.
to wash your belt. Right.
Wait, quick question. Stripes. You guys don't do any stripes?
Yes, we do. I actually implemented a striping system probably about maybe 10 years ago.
So it wasn't originally there.
That I started. I added that myself. It's just a series of pre-tests that a student takes before each belt test. Usually at the white belt level, we like to give about 5 stripe exams, a little hand-holding process that the beginner student goes through, so they have a good roadmap of what's going to be on their yellow belt test. What techniques they need to know. As we go through the strike tests, and they're informally done in class, if we see any area that they're deficient in, we kind of work on that. So that when they take their first belt exam and tie that on, they kind of look their best and feel their best.
I've heard of a 3-stripe process, but you said 5 stripes?
For that, yeah. Okay. You know, we get up to 5, you know,
and they just go on the belt?
They just go right on the belt.
Right on the edge.
They'll come up in class sometimes and say, okay, show me this, show me that. And they're good for encouragement also. I think they're good motivational tools as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, off the belts now. That was very informative. Thank you. But we talked about Laura, your wife, earlier, who's very involved. But let's talk about other family members, maybe brothers, sisters. You know, did they have any impact on you becoming the martial artist that you are today?
Well, I think first and foremost, I always appreciate efforts of my mother, because I think when she recognized growing up that I wasn't too good at Western sports like baseball and football and normal sports like that, she thought it might be a good idea to get me involved in martial arts. My father wasn't too cool with the idea.
Really?
He was not against it, but he wasn't all for it.
Was he just like more traditional, like, you know, do football and everything?
He wants to teach my kid how to fight, I'll show him.
Oh,
it was kind of that old school mindset.
I see.
And it was my mother was very instrumental in getting me started in my martial arts program. Then my brother started judo off me when he was younger. He was about 9 or 10 years old, and he always misbehaved in my class. So he studied for a couple of years, but it just wasn't his thing. He just wasn't into it.
Okay. So when did the father come around then, you know, and say, okay, I like what you're doing? Did that ever happen, or does he still?
I think he did, yeah. You know, right around that time, I think he was appreciative with what I did.
Okay. I mean, I'd surely hope so after all the awards you've won here. I mean, you know, you're in the World Martial Arts Hall of Fame. You're a Grandmaster of the Year. I mean, there's just countless awards. Like, which one stands out in your mind the most?
I think of all the awards I got, it seems like yesterday when I got my very first belt, that I was so excited I slept with it. As far as my awards, I went to my first judo tournament when I was a kid, and I got a 3rd place trophy, which I still have in my office. And you'd have thought I won the Academy Award. It just was such an honor to have that trophy and have something I can hold in my hand. And so I've even got a lot of other awards since then, but I'd have to say my very first belt that I got and the first trophy I ever won in a judo match.
That's the time?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, you've been featured in magazines and everything,
yes.
too. I mean, did you make the cover?
I think there was a few martial art periodicals that was on the cover, yes.
All right. What kind of pose did they have you keeping it casual? All right, all right. You mentioned, traveling to tournaments and everything, and I'm sure there's been maybe some out-of-country experiences for you.
Yes.
Where all have you been? Where all have you traveled?
My martial arts career has taken me to Korea, Japan.
Wow.
And all over the United States. I traveled to judo tournaments and everything. I was just in Las Vegas a few weeks ago where we had a legacy group conference.
Okay.
Where we had a group of Hapkido masters that came in.
So you're not just teaching, you're attending conferences and everything. Too,
I was instructing there. I was a teacher.
Okay.
I was there. And so it's been, a good opportunity to travel around and meet different people all over the world and get the chance to train with them.
Did you say you taught in Japan and Korea, or were you there for learning?
I was in Korea. I was more or less studying. I was invited to put on a performance at the second World Martial Arts Championships that they had, where they invited in a lot of top masters from around the world. And the day before, the head of it said, I'd like you to put on a demonstration. And I really didn't have a partner. And just told some guy, grab me some and punch me some, and we'll just kind of put it together.
Yeah, just like that?
Yes.
Kind of winging it?
Yes.
Yeah, turned out okay?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I was pleased. I think sometimes being more spontaneous that comes with martial arts sometimes is better.
Nice, yeah. Spur of the moment kind of thing.
Yes.
Essentially that's what it is, right? If someone comes up to you and, throws a punch, you got to react.
Exactly. Right.
All right. Speaking of, traveling and, different locations like that, I understand you have some new schools?
Yes, we just opened up our main school, which I started in 1974, is down near Pittsburgh.
Okay.
In that area there. And back in 2008, we opened up our second school here in Waynesburg.
Okay.
And it's located at 1600 East High Street, not far from the college.
That's been going well from what I understand.
Yes, we recently expanded our facilities the beginning of the year. We was kind of outgrowing our space there, and we added another classroom and expanded our facilities a little bit. So we've been very well received here in Greene County, and we got a lot of great future black belts and a lot of families that are training at our school.
Yeah, because there's even some members from the university there that are
Yes,
involved.
we do have a few people from the college that are students there, which we'd like to have them.
And what's the average class size you usually have to deal with?
It varies, Emile. I would say sometimes we have maybe 10 people in class. Sometimes maybe there's 20 people in class. So it's right around there. We try to split the classes up so they're not overcrowded and the students get a good ratio of instruction from teacher to student.
Well, this is your full-time job. This
Yes.
is all you do. You have
Yes.
a passion for it. So are you teaching classes every night? Like just, you keep them split up?
I teach classes pretty much 5 days a week. Sometimes on weekends I'm doing seminars, things like that, or not right now running between both schools and teaching and everything. I teach up here in Waynesburg a couple days a week, and I'm at our other school the rest of the time.
Okay.
So
Keep them busy.
Keeps me busy, but I like it.
Yeah. All right. Where's your favorite place that you've ever been to? You mentioned different countries. Las Vegas, I'm sure was great. What's your favorite?
Home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess everywhere offer its own unique experience. Korea is a very beautiful place to go. Japan's very nice. But I think they're all special and unique in their own way.
Okay. This whole program, Judo Hapkido, it's essentially directed towards the kids, correct? Especially.
No, we have we have probably just as many adults in our class as we do children.
Okay.
Yes. We get a lot of guys like 40-ish that they want to get in shape, they want to exercise, they want to learn how to protect themselves, and they find that good martial arts training kind of combines all of that.
Okay. So it's for any age, right?
Yes.
Never told to learn?
I just worked with one of my students this morning. He's 74 years old, just got his black belt last year.
Wow.
And I was just working with him this morning.
Very cool, very cool. Well,
so our students range from 4 years old to 74.
I guess you're never too old then, right?
Right.
Well, we're going to take another break, but stay tuned because I will have the chance to take on John Beluschak, and we'll see how tough he really is.